Hello everyone! Tonight we sail into one of the most infamous places on Earth. A place where the ocean itself seems cursed, where countless ships and planes have disappeared without a trace, and where explanations often defy the laws of science. This is the Bermuda Triangle, also known as the Devil's Triangle, a stretch of ocean in the western Atlantic that has haunted sailors, pilots, and storytellers for centuries. Tonight, we dive deep into its history, its mysteries, and the chilling stories of those who vanished within its grasp. The Bermuda Triangle is not officially marked on any map, yet its borders are well known. It stretches roughly between Miami, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico, forming a massive triangle over the Atlantic Ocean. Inside this invisible boundary, strange things happen. Compasses fail, radios go silent, ships drift without crews, and aircraft vanish into thin air. For decades, scientists, investigators, and conspiracy theorists have tried to explain the phenomenon. But the deeper we dig, the darker and more confusing it becomes. Let's begin with one of the earliest and most chilling stories, the disappearance of Flight 19 in December 1945. It was just months after the end of World War II. 5 U.S. Navy Avenger torpedo bombers took off from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, on a routine training mission. The flight was led by an experienced pilot, Lieutenant Charles Taylor. The weather was fair, the mission simple: practice navigation, then return. But something went terribly wrong. Radio transmissions from Flight 19 quickly grew strange. The pilots reported their compasses were malfunctioning. They couldn't tell which direction was west, east, or even home. Lieutenant Taylor's voice grew anxious over the radio. "We can't find west. Everything looks strange. The ocean doesn't look as it should." Hours passed as the planes flew in confusion, their fuel dwindling. Ground control tried desperately to guide them back, but communication grew garbled. Eventually, silence. Flight 19 disappeared completely, along with all 14 men aboard. To make matters even stranger, a rescue plane was dispatched to search for them. Minutes after takeoff, that plane also vanished. No wreckage, no survivors, no explanation. In a single day, 6 planes and 27 men were gone forever. The Navy's official report listed it as cause unknown. This single incident cemented the Bermuda Triangle in history as a place of unsolvable danger. But Flight 19 was not the first mystery. Decades earlier, in March 1918, the USS Cyclops, a massive Navy cargo ship carrying over 300 men and 10,000 tons of manganese ore, sailed into the triangle. She sent no distress signals, no calls for help. She simply vanished between Barbados and Baltimore. To this day, no wreckage of the Cyclops has ever been found. It remains the single largest non-combat loss of life in U.S. Navy history. How does a ship that large disappear without leaving even a floating piece of wood? And then there was the SS Marine Sulphur Queen in 1963, a tanker carrying molten sulfur. She vanished with her 39-man crew. The only traces found were life preservers and pieces of debris, but no ship, no bodies. The ocean swallowed them whole. These are just a few of the most famous cases. In reality, the Bermuda Triangle has a staggering list of disappearances. Small private planes, fishing boats, military craft, even large commercial vessels. Some vanish silently, others send out garbled last messages. In many cases, no wreckage is ever recovered. The sea within the triangle seems to erase evidence itself. The mystery is not only about vanishing, it is also about the strange phenomena reported. Survivors who narrowly escaped speak of compasses spinning wildly, sudden storms forming out of clear skies, strange glowing lights beneath the water, and even time distortion. Pilots have claimed to fly into clouds that stretch endlessly, only to emerge hundreds of miles off course in minutes. Some sailors describe waters that churn without wind, as though something beneath stirs. So what could possibly explain all this? Over the decades, theories have poured in, ranging from scientific to supernatural. One of the most popular explanations is that the Bermuda Triangle is plagued by magnetic anomalies. The Earth's natural magnetic fields, especially near the poles, can interfere with navigation instruments. Some believe the triangle is a rare region, where magnetic lines behave unpredictably, confusing compasses and disorienting navigators. This could explain why so many ships and planes lost their way. Another theory suggests powerful underwater currents and sudden rogue waves. The ocean floor beneath the triangle is treacherous, with deep trenches and shifting terrain. Methane gas trapped beneath the seabed could erupt suddenly, reducing the water's density and causing ships to sink without warning. Planes flying low might also be affected by sudden explosions of gas. This explanation, though scientifically possible, still leaves gaps. Could it really account for vanishing aircraft? Could it erase all wreckage so completely? Others look to the weather. The triangle is known for violent storms, hurricanes, and waterspouts. A sudden storm could overwhelm a ship or bring down an aircraft. But again, why are so many disappearances concentrated in this one area? And why do so many leave no trace? Then there are the supernatural theories. Some believe the Bermuda Triangle is a gateway to another dimension, a place where the laws of physics break down. Disappearances, they argue, are the result of crafts slipping into alternate realities. Others claim it is the site of alien activity. Strange lights and UFO have been reported in the region for decades. Could extraterrestrials be abducting ships and planes, their technology erasing all trace? Still others connect the triangle to the lost city of Atlantis. Ancient myths describe Atlantis as a great civilization swallowed by the sea. Some theorists suggest its ruins lie beneath the Bermuda Triangle, emitting mysterious energies that disrupt navigation and cause disappearances. Skeptics, of course, dismiss these ideas. They argue that the number of disappearances in the Bermuda Triangle is no higher than any other heavily traveled part of the ocean. Human error, bad weather, and technical failure are enough to explain the accidents. They say the legend is fueled by sensational media and public imagination. But even skeptics cannot ignore the chilling consistency of the stories. Ships vanishing without a single distress call, planes disappearing from radar without a trace. The Bermuda Triangle's mystery is not just in statistics, but in the emotions it stirs. Imagine being a sailor, watching your compass spin uselessly, the sky darkening without warning, your radio dead, and your ship drifting helplessly. Imagine being a pilot, flying into a cloud that refuses to end, your instruments failing, your voice fading into static. These are not just accidents, they are experiences that feel otherworldly, and yet the Bermuda Triangle continues to be traveled every day. Commercial flights cross it, ships sail through it, and tourists visit Bermuda without incident. The danger is selective, unpredictable. This makes it even more unsettling. You could pass through untouched, or never emerge again. The legend of the Bermuda Triangle has seeped deep into popular culture. Books, movies, documentaries, all have tried to capture its mystery. From the 1950s onwards, authors sensationalized it, calling it a graveyard of ships and planes. Television shows presented theories of aliens and Atlantis. The triangle became less a geographic location and more a symbol, the place where reason fails, where the sea swallows truth. But to truly understand the Bermuda Triangle, we must dig deeper into its individual cases. Each disappearance has details that baffle experts. Each has survivors who describe things that sound impossible. And each adds another layer to the enigma. The Bermuda Triangle does not merely live in legend. It breathes through every testimony, every logbook entry, and every radar blip that suddenly vanishes into silence. To understand its darkness, we must look at the countless stories of those who dared to cross it and never returned, as well as those rare few who survived to tell their tale. Let us begin with one of the strangest disappearances after World War II, the case of the Star Tiger and the Star Ariel, two British South American Airways airliners. In January 1948, the Star Tiger was flying from the Azores to Bermuda. The weather was rough, but nothing unusual for experienced pilots. The flight seemed routine, until it was not. At the last radio check-in, everything was reported normal, but minutes later the plane was gone. No distress calls, no wreckage, no survivors, A year later, its sister aircraft, the Star Ariel, vanished in almost the exact same region under almost identical circumstances. Two large aircraft, dozens of passengers, hundreds of eyes, all lost to the sea without a single explanation. Then there are the ghost ships, drifting silently with no crew aboard. One chilling example is the Carroll A. Deering, an American schooner found abandoned off the coast of North Carolina in 1921, near the Triangle's boundary. Her sails were still set, her galley prepared for a meal, but the entire crew had vanished. No sign of struggle, no explanation. Where did they go? Some claim piracy, others mutiny, but the eerie emptiness of the ship made many believe it was the Triangle's work. Equally unsettling are the cases where survivors describe phenomena that sound more like science fiction than reality. One of the most famous modern testimonies comes from Bruce Jernon, a pilot who, in 1970, claims he encountered something extraordinary. While flying over the Triangle, he entered what he described as a strange tunnel, like cloud. Inside, his instruments malfunctioned, and he felt as though he was being pulled forward unnaturally. When he emerged, he found that he had traveled hundreds of miles in minutes, far faster than his aircraft should have been capable of. Had he experienced some form of time distortion? Jernon insists his experience was real, and many believe it provides evidence of a strange energy field in the Triangle. Another terrifying account comes from radio operators who have picked up panicked final transmissions from ships and planes. Voices describing strange skies, walls of water, or compasses spinning. And then static, silence. The kind of silence that chills to the bone because it is final. To attempt to explain these events, let us look at the scientific theories again, this time more closely. The methane gas theory suggests that massive deposits of methane hydrate, trapped beneath the seafloor, could occasionally erupt. If such a release occurred, the ocean above would become frothy and lose buoyancy, causing ships to sink rapidly. Planes flying low might experience engine failure if methane gas was ingested. While experiments have shown this effect is possible, skeptics argue that it cannot account for the total disappearance of wreckage. Even if ships sank quickly, debris should remain, and yet, in so many cases, nothing is ever found. Magnetic anomalies remain another popular explanation. The Bermuda Triangle is one of the few places on Earth where true north and magnetic north align, known as agonic lines. Navigators relying on compasses might easily become disoriented, but this too seems insufficient. Can a misread compass cause 5 Navy bombers and a rescue plane to vanish completely? Can it cause massive cargo ships to disappear without a trace? Storms and rogue waves, however, are undeniable realities of the Atlantic. The region is prone to hurricanes, violent squalls, and waves that can reach over 100 feet tall. A single rogue wave could tear apart even the largest vessels. Satellites have confirmed the Triangle experiences an unusually high concentration of these deadly waves. Could this be the natural explanation hiding behind the legend? Possibly. But again, why do disappearances so often occur without distress calls? Why do wrecks so often remain unfound? Supernatural theories continue to thrive because natural explanations leave so many gaps. The Atlantis theory, for example, suggests that ancient technology buried beneath the ocean continues to emit powerful energy, disrupting modern equipment. Strange underwater structures have been reported near the Bahamas, with divers describing walls of stone and geometric formations. While some dismiss these as natural formations, others believe they are remnants of a lost civilization. The alien theory remains equally strong. Many UFO sightings have been reported in and around the Bermuda Triangle. Strange lights, sudden appearances and disappearances in the sky, and the lack of wreckage all fuel the belief that extraterrestrials may be abducting ships and planes. Could the Triangle be a harvesting ground for alien activity? And then there are those who believe the Bermuda Triangle is a rift in reality itself, a dimensional portal opening and closing unpredictably. This could explain time distortions, vanished ships, and why some travelers emerge with stories of impossible journeys. It sounds far-fetched, but so do many of the accounts that have been documented. The US government, for its part, refuses to recognize the Bermuda Triangle as a true hazard. Officially, the Coast Guard and Navy attribute accidents to human error, mechanical failure, or weather. And yet, the files are filled with cases that defy these explanations. The legend persists not because of fantasy, but because of the sheer number of unanswered questions. Even today, the Triangle continues to claim lives. Small planes vanish, fishing boats disappear, and distress calls cut off mid-sentence. Technology has improved, satellites watch the seas, yet the mystery remains. It is as though the Triangle is always one step ahead, erasing its tracks. The Bermuda Triangle also carries a psychological weight. Sailors and pilots crossing it often feel unease, knowing the stories. Fear itself can lead to mistakes, and mistakes at sea or in the air can be fatal. But fear alone cannot erase ships from existence. Fear cannot create radio silence. Fear cannot bend time. Perhaps that is the greatest power of the Bermuda Triangle. It exists both as a place and as an idea. A place where natural forces, human error, and perhaps supernatural forces converge. An idea that captivates the human mind, feeding on our fear of the unknown, our fascination with mystery, and our deep awareness that the world still holds secrets beyond explanation. As we close our journey into the Triangle, we are left with questions, not answers. Was Flight 19 simply lost in bad weather, or did it cross into another dimension? Did the USS Cyclops sink from structural failure, or was it swallowed by something far stranger? Is Bruce Jernon's time tunnel real, or a trick of the mind? The Bermuda Triangle stands as one of humanity's greatest mysteries. It may be explained someday by science, or it may forever remain a place where logic fails. Ships will continue to sail through it, planes will continue to fly across it, and stories will continue to be told. Because whether it is natural, supernatural, or something in between, the Bermuda Triangle refuses to give up its secret. So, the next time you look at a map and trace your finger across that stretch of ocean, remember this. Hundreds of lives were lost there, swallowed by silence, vanished without a trace. And maybe, just maybe, the Devil's Triangle is waiting for more.